Oh, good Lord. Good evening, everybody.
Yar.
It's Thursday night. It's 9:05. It's Tuesday night. Because suddenly we changed.
Time travel.
Wait, I didn't sign up for this.
Right. You can tell what kind of a week it's been. But welcome to What's on Joe Mind. As you can see, we've got Phil Donnelly in the house. We are all getting all geared up for the Hasbro Pulsecon event happening this Friday morning at 11 a.m. on their YouTube channel. We'll be right back to talk about it with some more and loads of other shenanigans after you watch our kick-ass theme music. We'll be right back. Thanks for joining us after the closure of Atlanta Braves baseball here on the Superstation. Welcome to What's on Joe Mind. We are a fan cast about the world of G.I. Joe. I'm your host, Mike Irizarry. How is everybody doing?
Yeah.
I'm alive, ain't I?
Right.
Yeah.
Ben, Lava Bears.
Lava Bear. More on that later.
Right. We got Lava Bear news.
Mm-hmm.
But that's for the end of the show. We got nothing there. I got a link to it down below if you want to check it out in advance, but don't do anything yet.
Stay tuned.
Wait for instructions. Then we will send you forth to rally like the mad fiends that you are.
We got a cause this week.
Right. Such as it is.
Mm.
But good enough. Really.
Yeah, hey, we're gonna ask you to work too hard.
Yeah, no, there's no money involved this time, so
no.
That makes it one of our better causes, frankly.
Right.
Usually we're asking you guys to donate to stuff, and after all these pre-sales, good God, how much money can possibly be left?
There's no money left. No money left.
All right, but this
It's
is
a nice
free.
round number.
So there should only be a couple dozen figures on Friday.
Right, this will only cost you clicks, which I know is a problem for some of you anyway. But hey.
At least 30%.
Around 30%. Usually it's a little less, so almost 30% is more accurate. Anyways, joining me here in the top row, he's the former head of marketing for the G.I. Joe brand at Hasbro. It's the Honcho, Mark Weber.
That's right, and I'm representing this week because the camera doesn't cut so low. We got to get the whole Lava Bears up top. I was so motivated this week. I redid the barely functional shelf behind me. That if I actually turn the interior lights on, it completely wipes me out, and I look like a pair of floating blue eyes, they're beautiful, but creepy on their own.
I mean, that happens on a sunny day anyway.
Yeah, pretty much. Look, man, I survived soccer practice today without getting burnt, so I'm feeling pretty good.
It's fall. We're starting to get a little bit out of that peak UV radiation time. So
I mean, it don't matter. It'll burn me whenever, but that's when it's bad, man. It's when the sun will burn you, but it's like 50 degrees outside. And you're like, it's still light, right?
Fun fact. We have to usually stop the show at 11 o'clock. Not because we can't talk anymore, because Lord knows we could talk for days. It's actually because the moon starts to burn Mark.
Yeah, we can't be having that, right? I don't need another moon burn. So, but yeah, we got a tiny cause near and dear to my heart we're going to talk about later. And we actually got some Joe stuff to talk about. So it's going to be, I guarantee it's probably going to be a good show.
Right. I mean, it was one of those where I started putting together news over the weekend and, thinking, well, this is just another normal low week. We're going to struggle. No, it's actually a good amount of news this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I'll tell you, we put together a pretty damn compelling show 60% of the time, every time.
I don't think that math works out.
That's right. We are the Sex Panther of G.I. Joe podcasts.
If you didn't know, that's our secret sauce that we've just let all the other podcasters know. Is
that's why we're your favorite G.I. Joe podcast.
Yeah.
Also, like Sex Panther, we're quite pungent.
That's it.
Sting the nostrils.
That's why we're on the internet, away from society.
Our show is made with bits of real Panther, so it's good.
Speaking of bits of real Panther, in the bottom row, it's Rack Time Rob.
Aye.
How many Panthers did you kill so far this week?
No. The Panthers just gang up on me.
He's just beating back the Cougars.
Meow. Shout out to all the Cougars watching tonight.
Yeah, like the Cougars who don't know how to drive or operate things at a drive-through lane. Those.
Look at him turning it bitter. Wait, we're trying to help him out here, and look
It's
at him
been
go
a day.
bitter. Look at him go bitter.
All the Cougars are out at bars right now trying to squeeze a nice young man anyway.
They're at Helen McGillicuddy's.
Rob, I think there's only 200 school days left. So
Look, there's 200 school days tomorrow.
oh,
All right.
If Mark is suddenly getting punched out in his window, it's because Rob is there.
hey, I'm a substitute teacher. That's hard too.
And speaking of young men, he's the closest we can get on this show.
Mm.
But
There
we're
you
borrowing
go,
him again
Cougars.
from the Articulated Points podcast. One of your very special hosts, Phil Donnelly, is with us again.
Very special.
He's our number one draft pick.
Hello, lady.
Hey,
Right, our favorite super sub,
Mhm.
the man who is available on the shortest notice.
He's the
you,
Mike.
you did ask me last night. Yeah.
But sometimes we don't have as much prep time as we'd like. But anyhow,
Hmm.
Phil, real quick, talk about Articulated Points and why I have it linked in the notes below.
Because that is my show that I run with Patrick Not Picard Stewart. We dive into G.I. Joe and other toy lines, trying to shine a spotlight on some of the lesser known aspects of it, like a 15-inch Wolverine action figure from Toy Biz, or the G.I. Joe manga that can be found in Comic Bomb Bomb from 1986. Good luck tracking those down because we still haven't gotten them all yet.
We
Right.
made that up. Comic bomb. I'm not buying that on sale.
Yeah.
Probably, Mark.
Right there.
He's helping us out.
Comic Bomb Bomb.
Let him have
Ah,
Let him have it, Mark. Just let him have it.
Let the boy make up his anime story.
It's
No,
in here somewhere.
It's manga.
Oh, so you got to read it from the back in an inverted Z style?
Yeah,
Yes.
there's the G.I. Joe page.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
You have to read in a serpentine pattern.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
That's G.I. Joe?
It is. If I go back a few more pages,
Let
it's
me get you in the big window here, Phil.
I don't know
that
if I want
was
to
two original characters fighting two original characters, but yeah,
Well,
it looks a little more familiar.
obviously, it's not G.I. Joe anymore if it's new characters. Oh, I can't say that because they are going there.
Yeah,
All right, I'll give it to you. It's fine. That's about $900 worth of his tanks on that panel. Just saying.
Right.
vintage and classified.
But yeah, so that's what we got in the house tonight. We're still waiting for Joe Colton as well. Everything's fine. She's just getting reacclimated. Remember, her job is stressful.
That kid should be in college by now.
The woman is
Probably.
pregnant. Give her a break. I mean,
Let
she is,
the woman raise her baby.
right? She is like, what, 11 and a half months pregnant? So
Right. We're getting
God.
on like elephant time at this point.
God bless Wes.
Her job is stressful. Her code podcasters are stressful.
Yeah, we're not helping things.
We
We're
are
really not.
sure. And of course, pungent.
Yeah, if we had a baby around here, I'd be stretching that paternity leave. You bet.
We are exhausting.
Yeah, we are.
That's why we go at night, so we can go to bed.
Right.
Yeah, we're the warm milk of your evening.
And by warm milk, we mean the kind you left out on the counter for a while.
Yeah.
It's kind of cheesy.
Been sitting in the back of the car for a couple days.
The one you
Yep.
forgot about. Yeah.
I did that once with a cantaloupe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Did it ferment?
It was starting to, but thankfully the skin stayed unbroken. So when I did find it, it was still safe to just kind of
Plop.
didn't leave much of a mess. But Nomad's Wandering is correct. He's a goddamn delight.
Truer words.
I mean, in truth, we are America's sweethearts. So tell your friends. like, share, subscribe, spread us around your social media.
Sorry
Be
about
that Facebook groups or what?
Who broke something?
Phil, what'd you knock
that.
over?
I'm just going to say, which one of us just set down a big heavy book?
It was the vamp. The vamp crashed.
All right. Radio controlled vamp. Does it still roll?
Probably. I remember where I put the controller for it.
That thing's big. I don't have that.
It's in the scale for classified.
Yeah, but
Sean Russo notes that, Mike, did you just compare Joe Colton to an elephant? She never forgets, Mike. Never forgets. That's well done right there.
Yeah.
That's well crafted sarcasm is what that is.
yeah, but Sean, elephants have small toes.
That are not prehensile.
I'm in so much trouble. That's like a dare.
She's a lot closer to you than she is to us.
Right.
That's all I'm saying.
Just a couple hours drive from you, man. Dustin Jeffrey once found a can of cat food under the seat in his truck once. He had to get a new truck.
How are you
That's
leaving?
fair.
Like an open can?
I would imagine.
Why would you have an open can of cat food?
I think after a while, with all of the temperature changes from hot to cold and back again, it kind of opens itself.
Yeah, it don't matter. Okay,
That's called botulism.
Yeah.
I thought that was AEW. Wait, that's Botchamania. Sorry.
Oh,
yeah.
All right. I get you now.
Yeah.
That's a lousy name for a pay-per-view.
True. but truth in advertising.
It's one of those. It's not
Here's
a
the big roundup
pay-per-view.
to botulism.
It's not a pay-per-view. It's one of those special episodes that they do just on a Tuesday or Wednesday, whatever, that make you think that you're missing something important, but you're really not.
And I'll see you, Lee Moriarty, at Botulism 3.
At Botchamania.
Botchamania, coming soon.
Forcefully applied Botox match.
Loser walks out with a rictus grin. All right. We've angered half of the wrestling fans in attendance.
Yep. No, none of the wrestling fans.
I was about to say I could anger the other half by going on about the booking for Chad Gable this month, but that was a fun one last night.
Choose.
Anyway, we'd all do a better job if we had the books, wouldn't we?
Oh yeah.
Just by rote. Every single one of us. Even Rob, who doesn't watch wrestling.
Nope. Everyone fights Gorilla Monsoon.
And loses.
And well, yeah, because Gorilla Monsoon is the best wrestling name this side of Punishment Martinez.
Yeah. What do I know about Gorilla Monsoon? Nothing, other than the fact that the words gorilla and monsoon sound great together.
It's raining gorillas.
It's hard to argue that, frankly.
Highly unlikely.
It is the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup of wrestling names.
I maintain that Punishment Martinez is a better one.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good.
It may be like a really nice pairing, like a PB&J, but the Reese's Gorilla Monsoon.
It's a chips and salsa, if you will.
Yeah.
Anyways. Nomad's Wandering notes, aren't wrestling fans generally angered by default? Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
The online ones are.
Seems legit.
No different than any other type of fandom.
Right.
Right. Any other type of online fandom, certainly.
Yeah, baseball fans took to that pitch clock so nicely this year.
We could fill 2 hours of you just talking about baseball fans, Mark.
Sure.
You exist in those. You drop everything about eternal baseball in those circles.
I'm gonna get some of them going now, Mark, just for you.
Okay.
Guardians. All right.
Oh yeah, they love me. Can we talk about how the NBA is requiring players to actually play games next year, except LeBron? That's a good thing. He's literally getting grandfathered out. But you old man, whatever you want.
Look, I was more amused by the fact that when Dylan Brooks dropped 40 on the U.S. in the World Cup, now all of a sudden LeBron is interested in playing for the national team.
Right.
That's what it took. Dylan Brooks dropping 40 on the U.S. That's what it took.
Patriotism works in strange ways.
Dylan Brooks,
capitalist.
you're a great North American. He's guaranteed us a gold in Paris. Anyway, what do you say? Since I bragged so much about having a whole lot of news, let's get to the news.
No community calendar?
Oh, wait, there's community calendar.
There's that thing too.
You know, it's funny because I'm going through the community calendar buttons and I'm saying, let's go to the news. I'm all right. I'm
Professional podcasters.
I'm okay.
You picked the wrong day to stop sniffing glue.
Right.
Every day's the wrong day.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
Chicken nuggets, one thing. I mean, that's a C-note.
Community calendar.
The 405. Jam!
She knows.
It's that time. I'm so my brother. I'm your host, Mike Aaron.
There you go. Figure we give you the non-violent towards Mark version of Staff Sergeant C-Nugs.
I have been taking a beating.
A little bit.
It's
I mean,
all right.
let's face it, that's hilarious. That is comedy personified.
Oh yeah, I got no problem with that.
But
Oh my God. That's
we're
C-Nuts
kind of-
music.
we're kind of in a run right now where when we need cheap pops, we go to superimposed Mark face on the Target sign or something along those lines.
It's fine.
Like, the man used to run the brand for Hasbro, and I'm using him for comedy beats, but that's
No,
fine.
I figure it's about time for the third stage of my professional career. I didn't expect it to be male model, but you know, whatever.
We are trying to sell T-shirts with your face on it, so
That's
that's
right.
something.
Good.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. When I got up this morning, I had no plans to be this sexy. Right.
Right.
Sometimes it just happens, man.
Right.
I shaved, and I'm like, God damn, I'm gonna go with it.
We have to take advantage of this.
Yeah. I'm having a good hair day.
Surprised you haven't photoshopped him as a Walmart greeter yet.
Right. That's a good idea.
Rob's
Only
older,
people in
so that
empty
would be good.
box.
Yeah, just put my head on Stone Cold's body and I'm perfect.
Accurate representation of Mark Webber.
At Target.
Anyways, this weekend, coming to you on Sunday, it's Toy Man Show. You've heard me wax poetic about it for months now because they do a show seemingly every 8 weeks or 10 weeks or something. They do 8 a year now, however that works out math-wise. But this one's September 24th. That's Sunday. That is from 9 to 2. $5 gets you in the door. $15 gets you in for early bird, which is an hour early. And that's where all the deals happen. Let's face it, folks. Parking is free and plentiful. That's out at the Machinist Hall in Bridgeton, Missouri. For more details, the Facebook page is usually the best place to go. They also have toymanshow.com. And Rob,
Yeah.
what do we say about Toyman?
Hug a Dave Draper. Get in for $5.
$5 or $15 early bird. Yes.
Yeah.
That's a screaming deal.
That's the What's on Joe Mind discount right there.
And remember, pictures or it doesn't happen.
Right.
Or video. If you can make TMZ, we'll accept that.
I have enough in the prize vault right now that I'll keep a figure back. I'll say there is a free classified figure to anyone getting a picture of themselves hugging Dave Draper at Toyman.
As we all found out, security cameras are really good at catching things in low light these days.
They
Now,
sure
again,
are.
Key moment here. Must be consensual.
Mm.
No hug and run situations. That we're not promoting attacking Dave Draper. You must ask him for said hug, and I will send you a fine classified figure from the prize vault upon receipt of said picture.
Or maybe Mark will. We know he's got one.
Yeah, I got a spare.
A blue and green fella.
I might have more than one spare. More on that later.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Craig Cohan's excited as long as it's barbecue.
right.
I might have a spare now.
Jeff Butler wants to. Is it a Mad Marauders? I can promise you that the one that you'd be getting from me is not Mad Marauders barbecue. I have to figure out what all is in the prize vault right now. But it's starting to be a decent selection because somebody didn't keep track of all of his army builders when he was finding them on clearance prices. So I got a few of those. Anywho. So yeah, there's some good stuff in the prize vault right now. From what I understand from our wonderful sponsor Kokomo Toys, there will be more in the prize vault very soon as well. So keep your ears to us for that.
Nice.
As we get closer to the holiday season,
we know people.
We have a
hook up.
We know lots of people.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, lots of them.
70% of them follow the podcast every time.
A lot of the people you know wish
It's
you didn't
not
know
one
them,
of
but
these,
you know.
though.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a few folks that we wish we did not know, but but yeah. Anyway, next up, the Great Ohio Toy Show happens Saturday, October 7th.
That's terrifying.
It is distressing.
What is terrifying about the Great Ohio Toy Show?
The whatever that green thing is on the right.
Oh yeah, well, I try to focus on the information because I got to read it to people.
It was a toothy piano grin.
Mm-hmm.
That is at the Greene County Expo Center in Xenia, Ohio, 9 to 4.
Or Xenia on the top.
Right?
Right.
On the top?
We'll ask. I'll ask the folks at Roma Collectibles for final call on that one. $5 to get in. Kids 12 and under are free. Early bird gets you in for $10, and that's an hour early. So free parking. You can see there on the poster because they know what we're in for. And there are food trucks outside. I've been to the Great Ohio Toy Show before. It's a good show. That 600 tables ain't no malarkey.
Dang.
So if you're free, get yourself and in the area of Xenia, which we might be. I don't know. I couldn't tell you where Xenia, Ohio is. Absorvid says Xenia. Thank you. That's big. That helps.
Yeah. And Xenia on the top, the femme fatale from GoldenEye, was played by Famke Janssen, who also played Jean Grey in the movies, who was hot for Cyclops. Just saying.
She's looked a lot hotter for Wolverine. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, she was just an actress, really. So she wasn't so much hot for Cyclops as paid to be hot for Cyclops.
Just saying. Read the source material. Check that manga book out again.
What page is that on, Phil?
All of them.
Not this manga, but
Look at this. Don't kill anybody.
Right? Jesus.
Oh, jeez.
maybe this one.
All right.
Look,
Zorgan
Cyclops
says
right there, kissing Jean Grey.
it's close to Dayton. I know. I've been there before. Remember? But
I thought we'd seen some signs for that, for Xenia or Xenia when we were in Dayton.
or
Has anyone
Zane.
ever spray painted Warrior Princess under it?
I'm sure.
Oh.
I'm sure that's happened.
Back home in the 541, let me tell you, the exit for the cities of Oregon City and Boring are on the same off ramp. And so, legit, the off ramp says Boring, Oregon City this way.
I mean, truth in
That's a win.
advertising.
That's a win.
That
You
ain't no
don't-
Climax, Michigan. That's all I'm saying.
Nice.
Intercourse, PA.
You don't even have to spray paint that one to make it work.
It's not even hell, Michigan.
If you're going the other way and it's Orange City and Boring, then you have to put an is in the middle there.
Yeah.
But not so much if you're heading the other way.
If you're going north, it's Boring, Oregon City.
All right.
This way.
Boring, Oregon City. All right.
That sums up a lot of them.
It does, actually. Yeah, and if you take the off ramp, you end up in Burns. And if you've ever went to Burns, you get the joke.
Excellent.
I spent a month in Burns one weekend.
Right. Next up. Oh, yeah, it's time again for the Indiana Toy and Comic Expo. Remember way back in the day, we did one of these. They never had us back.
Oh,
Did we do it? We didn't do it in Bloomington. I think it was in Indianapolis.
It was in
wasn't
Indianapolis that time. Yes, that was the first day that we met our future sister-in-law. That's how I remember the Indiana Toy and Comic Expo.
Or should we say current sister-in-law?
Yes.
Since it was then future, but not
Yes.
now current.
Oh,
Fair enough.
Time
That is
travel.
October 15th from 10 to 4. $8 gets you in. As we said, they have moved from the cozy confines of Indianapolis to the Monroe County Convention Center in Bloomington, Indiana. We'd
Home
go
of
do it.
Indiana University.
Right. We would go do that show again, but they wanted to go with a show that had more cross-brand appeal. And the argument that Mr. Godso Bell and myself made where you don't get sexier than this.
Mm-mm. Maybe that was a real complaint. No.
It's too sexy. It's too sexy.
sexy.
We cannot do the how you say show.
No. That's it. I'm taking the show. No.
That was the show Gary did shirtless, so maybe that was the problem. Too sexy.
That would do.
Matt Rubin says 4-hour drive to Xenia. No thanks. Well, poo on you, Matt Rubin. You don't know a good time then. Anyways, you can get more details about Indiana Toy and Comic Expo at IndianaToyandComicExpo.com, as seen on the screen there.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have a lot of pictures to share. They had some weird art pictures that kind of obscured the logo, so had to go a little bare bones on this one.
Hey, Small Batch Network has a good note over there in the comments. We should probably highlight it. He's the only one who wants that figure. So, hey, call me. Available at a discount.
Almost buying that barbecue. Seriously, send Mark an email.
Yeah.
That is at whatsonjoemind@gmail.com.
You'll make his month.
Attention, Honcho.
I'm going to go with
that'll get it done.
I'm going to go with the hard sell here. Stop being a bitch. It's time to commit.
Attention, Honcho.
I need a Sarah McLachlan ad, right? With barbecue, mad barbecue crying.
That's that superliminal advertising we keep hearing about.
Won't you adopt this poor barbecue? Nobody loves him.
He's got a barbecue burning a hole in his pocket.
Get that big teardrop graphic that I throw on people every so often.
Yep.
I think Spider-Man got it a couple thumbnails ago.
Made him look like prison tat Spider-Man, but that's okay. I missed him in the last movie.
You just weren't looking. He was there.
Oh, was he?
He was there.
I
Getting a
figured.
bagel.
I figured.
He was there. Anyways, next up. Hey, we talked about this one last week. The Washington State Toy Show's got a whole lot of G.I. Joe going on.
It certainly does.
That is on October 21st. That is at watoyshow.com at the Clark County Event Center in real life, Vancouver, Washington. You can visit all of our old friends.
That is Joe Team A-list right there.
Dude.
Right? That's G.I. Joe royalty.
Other than Arthur, who was probably busy that weekend.
I put him in the Cobra A-list.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
It's Bill Ratner. You just hate Stalker. Bill Ratner, Mary McConnell Lewis, Michael Bell, B.J. Ward, Neil Ross, all in attendance. You can fill up some serious autograph cards at the G.I. Joe reunion at the Washington State Toy Show, October 21.
Destro got more play. That's why I put him there.
It is kind of funky that the ladies kind of resemble their most famous voiceover characters, like visually, right? Was BJ Ward a redhead before being Scarlet? I don't know that.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then she was perfectly cast.
But
And
I can't say that I would have. I can't say that I would have known.
Yeah.
Going back to what she's been doing cartoon voices since the mid 70s. So
I don't know. Maybe the guys should do the same. Get Ratner a beret. Have Michael Bell shave that mustache.
Right. Neil Ross is still working pretty good shipwreck there.
Yeah.
And having met Neil, I dare say that he he's shown up at some cons. He'll cosplay as Shipwreck.
Awesome.
Like he still works it. I think Bill, as a younger man with darker hair and less facial hair, looked a little bit more like Flint. To hear him tell the story, he was everybody's got to take a shot. We just saw Mark's kid.
Happened so fast you can't even talk about it. No.
But he didn't have a whole lot of luck getting live action parts because he looked a little grim. Was the words he used, the notes he would get from directors. A little grim.
It's kind of rough. I've gotten that, but not from directors.
Right. Right. I know where he's coming from.
Yeah, no, I got a little rough, whatever that means.
Right. Oh, people think I'm angry all the time. I'm never angry. I'm not. Mike, what's wrong? Nothing. What are you talking about? Well, you look angry. I was asleep.
You sleep mad. If you go to sleep mad, you wake up just fine.
I guess. Sean Russo, I must have had a previous engagement. No snake eyes. I think, I've been blackballed a bit because of that work. I was very controversial and outspoken in my role as Snake Eyes.
That would be hysterical. If
Right.
they actually set you up with a booth, like with a friend, right? Like a Roma show or something. Actually got a nice looking booth and a backdrop together. It had Mike Irizarry, voice of Snake Eyes, with 8x10s and Sharpies galore, and you just sitting there waiting to see. Yeah, not charging for them or anything.
No.
Just like some Yahoo would go home and be like, "Look what I got!" When they put it up on Facebook and just get murdered by the community.
April Fools.
But to be in character, you'd have to not talk when people would come by and go, "Hey, what's going on?" You'd be like,
right. The most I would do is
Finger gun, mirrored sunglasses.
Finger guns are a must.
Right. You'd just be giving fist bumps $1 all weekend.
Jeff Butler says I have resting beachhead face.
Regular beachhead or party beachhead?
Resting.
What's the official name for the funky beachhead?
What now?
Your funky beachhead with the jorts and the Echo Force gun.
Oh, he's the master of ceremonies.
I thought he had a special code name or something.
Nah.
You might need one.
Spuds McBeachhead.
Oh, that's a good start.
I'd have to find it. I don't know.
Okay.
It's here, but it's not. Like I've been reorganizing and yeah, we're kind of a mess right now.
Dude, Sean Russell's on fire today. He says you can sit with Virgil.
Sit with Virgil. I think I'd have to say no to that because that would mean I'd be sitting with Virgil.
Right. And Ted DiBiase would be avoiding you both.
Right. Maybe that's for the best.
Maybe
you can do that reading of that frozen peas commercial. What with the country goodness said,
Penis.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. Some for the road.
Anyways.
Good.
Oh yeah, they're even better raw.
Sean Russo bringing it tonight.
Yep.
As Rob goes off into the critic.
Maurice LaMarche.
Next up, of course, assembly required. That's coming up. We got a little ways to go yet, but if you're making that trip out to Des Moines, and remember, Des Moines is for lovers. Mm-hmm. You're going to definitely want to check in on the special convention hotel rates, only available till October 22. Assembly required is held downtown in the Hy-Vee Hall. You can get all the details, all the hookup, all the information at codenameiowa.com.
And book your sensual Iowa vacation after visiting the Chamber of Commerce.
We do want to welcome Diana Davis to Batman the Animated Series podcast.
Yeah.
Episode 8, I think.
Right.
We are the shortest running and Batman the Animated Series podcast.
Right.
In fact, so short running, we've decided to just start talking about, snorks.
Ooh.
I actually know something about Batman. I know nothing about Snorks. So
I know that Michael Bell and BJ Ward did voices for it, but that's
yeah. There we go.
a spin-off of Smurfs, right?
I think by the same creator, but I don't think it was a spin-off.
That does.
Yeah, I don't think there was any. I don't think there was any common ground. It was just same artistic type.
Yeah.
That does mean that Diana has a favorite snork by far.
That's Duke. Ironically, the one with a mustache.
Just by Duke Moses, I guess.
I don't know if any Snorks had mustaches. I couldn't say.
No.
That also means that she leans towards Zan,
What is that?
a Wonder Twin.
Oh, that was Bell too? Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Is he the one that turned into the smiley face bucket of water?
Yes.
You got it.
That guy sucked. Form of an eagle, this great, like 14-foot wingspan eagle carrying her brother around in a bucket of water.
No. Carrying a monkey around who was carrying her brother in a bucket.
Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus. Never
It was a
come
nice
after
bucket.
never come after kids or animals, right? So that's Showbiz 101. So you're useless without your sister and the monkey.
And that's why in the last 2 seasons they were getting replaced by Firestorm and Cyborg.
Firestorm's awesome. He's red. Firestorm's a redhead.
Now we play the waiting game.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know anything about Snorks other than they had the unfortunate tenant. I think their penises were stuck on their forehead.
I believe they were wiped out by Black Manta.
I'd watch that movie. Black Manta's kind of cool.
I have to say I did that entirely to make Mark break. That was the whole reason I went there, just to see Mark break.
Mission accomplished.
I knew it would get him. I don't know why. I just knew it would.
And yes, Diana, the Wonder Twins are light years better than Wendy and Marvin.
Yeah.
With the dog, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Wonder Dog. Yeah.
What could he do?
He was
Nothing.
a dog.
He could be a cheap knockoff of Scooby-Doo.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, that's what the first season of Super Friends is.
Hey, this is a stretch, but Emma the guard dog, who keeps us all safe every Tuesday night, I wound up. I actually did the Red 22, said Omaha, hut, hut, hut. Backed up, did a 5-step drop, and threw her favorite toy towards the kitchen today. But because I'm a terrible quarterback, I hit the side of the fridge. So it ricocheted halfway back towards me as she was headed to the kitchen at full speed on tile. And she legit turned into Scooby-Doo for about 8 seconds as she tried to reverse direction. All 4 legs were just churning and she was going nowhere. It was fabulous. So we're going to try to replicate that again.
Growing up, that was one of my favorite things to do with our Cocker Spaniel. Like his toy was a racquetball. Like it was his favorite toy. And I would just send that thing bounding through the kitchen deliberately to try and short hop it off of a wall. Mm-hmm. So he would come running up to it and do that Scooby-Doo thing.
So good.
He kept doing it, so he must have enjoyed it too. You know, he understood the physics of coming back anyway.
It has to, for the dog, it has to feel like magic, right? Like I am running my ass off. And the world ain't moving.
It's flying.
Yeah.
That dog could fly too, so it was a lot of effort.
Meanwhile, Colin's up on the high ground, right? Just staring down, going, I couldn't hate you more. I hate you so much.
That's what he does, though.
Yeah.
That's what he does. Anyways, that's community calendar.
I hated being on What's on Joe Mine.
That brutal chest cut.
Shipless layout. Shipless layout.
I'm
still a fan of that giant Recondo stalking Joe Colton. May have caught her, apparently.
Right, right.
About to consume her.
Been gone for a bit, so.
Probably sacrificed her to what was the indigenous tribe that he was down with?
The Tucaros, or
that was it. There you go.
All right, we're all suddenly quiet.
Well, I'm reading comments, but new ones. I know. I'm trying to hold out for when Joe Colton is back.
Right.
Trying to hold out. We got to get folks re-indoctrinated. We don't want to just throw all this lore at them all at once. We gotta pace it a little bit.
Yeah, what do you think this is, Ahsoka?
Yeah, I gotta say, I watched the first 2 episodes. I have not been back.
They kind of assume that you've watched every minute of everything ever.
Yeah, and I haven't watched any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You probably should.
I mean, I watched a couple episodes of Rebels, so like,
Right,
I
I'll change course. I have by accident seen a couple here and there, but
my kids watched something called The Bad Batch, I think, which apparently is Inspector Gadget, where the hardened, trained commando force gets saved by the annoying little kid every episode.
Ugh.
Kind of sucks.
That sounds terrible.
It's Scooby-Doo.
Kind of sucks.
That sounds terrible.
Yeah. Imagine the A-Team with Scotty and T-Bob. That's pretty much what you got. We better change topic before Phil comes and gets me.
Right.
He could choke me just by going straight up. So
You're on the list, Mark.
Hey, you stay down there.
Oh, hell, it's time for the news. How about that?
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Fuck you,
Mark.
San Diego.
Mark, we're live on the air. I don't believe you.
Yeah.
You're a smelly pirate hooker.
First news item.
Do.
Come on, there we go. Hey, our good friends Brian and Patty are back. They wrote another book. They're going to Kickstarter with it. Starts September 22nd. So keep an eye out for it this weekend. Total Hacks 2. Going through the later parts of the collection of Boss Fight Studios Vitruvian Hacks figures. I believe there is an exclusive figure that'll be part of this campaign. So if you're a hack maniac, and why wouldn't you be? This is the book for you, or I should say, the second book for you.
Last I checked, Hackamania was still running wild.
It's been 10 years now. And it's those are great figures, especially if you customize. But honestly, they've done enough wonderful creative work with them themselves. I don't. It started and erased the customizing bug in me, because it was like, well, they're just going to custom better stuff than I am and sell it as mass retail, so I don't have to.
No spin here. Whoever that White Knight guy is, just up from the numeral 2, that guy's awesome. I haven't seen him before. And then down from him, you've got the burned out substitute teacher. He's awesome.
Yeah.
Shoulders slightly slumped, like
Right. Right.
What do you mean it's only Thursday?
Right. He's like, yeah, and I got middle school science.
It's Dan Larson post Hasbro Pulsecon.
There you go.
Oh. It's a real hacks job.
Oh, boo! But I'll allow it. Right?
And
But
there he
Mike
goes.
won't. Mike won't.
Puns.
Philip regrets nothing.
No, nor should he. We keep bringing him back. So
You're just reinforcing my bad behavior.
right, it's what he's coming for. It's what he's trying to do. But yeah, Andrew Galgan, sorry it didn't work for you. Plenty of friends who haven't watched the others have enjoyed Ashoka. It's not that it's not good. It's just there's a lot of lore to fill in, and I maybe I'll pick it up when I have more time to just really in depth watch it. But right now
I'm not getting lost in the lore. I've actually kept up with it. It's picking up the pace. My problem with it was awfully low key. Like everybody's just measured reactions to everything. So
I'm watching it.
No,
I
that
don't-
just
I
starts in
don't hate it.
October.
yeah.
I'm watching it. I don't hate it, but it's, when Star
I think
Wars.
the last
in
week's
my
episode
day-
really helps with filling in gaps and people who haven't seen it.
In my day, when you saw a Mandalorian for a second, you were like, whoa, that guy's awesome. Or when you heard the lightsaber pop, you were like, oh, it's going down now. And now it's like, you know what? If we just have Mandalorians everywhere and 19 different lightsabers every episode, it'll be even better, right? Maybe not. Right?
Well, they're not everywhere. You just had a whole series plop down in the middle of all of them.
Yeah. I do have to say though, when at the end of Rogue One that lightsaber popped, I was like, oh, it's going down.
Yeah, that was big. That was big. I'll give you that one.
That's exciting stuff. To this day, I've watched that last 4 minutes of Rogue One probably 36 times, and I pop for it every time.
Yeah.
Euphemism.
And when Luke shows up at the end of the Mandalorian and he pops lights, like, oh, it's going down.
That was, I'll give you that one because I'm a big Luke honk, and all I ever wanted was to see Luke go nuts with full Jedi power, and they'd never given it to us. So yeah, I'm pretty much when that happened, I'm like, I can't really ask for anything more, right?
Right.
That's it. I'm downhill from here.
Yeah. But anyways, so yeah, Total Hacks 2. Keep an eye on it, out for it later this week, Friday, I believe.
The hackening.
Mm-hmm.
Total Hacks 2, the quickening.
Next news item.
Doo-doo.
It's time for another volume of Creating G.I. Joe. Sorry, I can read. Oh, man. I tell you, that's the thing about working overnights. If it's before 10 p.m., you're just tired. That's just, you can't do anything. Anyways, Creating G.I. Joe. That started on a Kickstarter last week. I had no idea. I miss these sometimes because I unfortunately haven't pledged the other ones. I just don't have the money to get everything, right? But anyways, that is funding through October 9th at 3 a.m. Sure. Mm-hmm. Volume 13, volume 1 through 12 have gone over real big, obviously. You can pick up all kinds of tidbits on the creation of everybody's favorite 3 3/4 action figure line. Phil, you got any of these?
Yeah, I've gotten all of them so far, and I have pledged for this one as well.
Oh, boy.
Phil's a giant dork. How are they?
They're fun. I mean, if you like a nice at-a-glance look at, either 2-ups or like the presentation sketches, it is nice to see that bit of the G.I. Joe history is preserved in some way and is also accessible in some way.
They were showing, unless it's the next slide, they were showing that card back, right? For this? Did you guys see that?
Yes, it was shared to our Facebook page. It was the Night Force Lowlight and Blaster 2-pack that didn't happen.
Man, I could only imagine.
Random.
Could you imagine how cool Lowlight would be in Night Force colors?
Right.
I'm thinking something with the gray with a black accent.
Right.
Nah. Too obvious.
No. Too obvious. Blaster's kind of a random pick, isn't he?
A little bit, and it's aesthetically speaking, a strange one to pair up with Lowlight.
Yeah.
Mr. Pretty hardcore military with Mr. Science Fiction guy.
Hovercraft.
One guy's a sniper, calm, cool, and collected. The other guy's
just
and
lasers
the other
everywhere.
guy's an Autobot.
That's right. That's a good point.
But yeah, Night Force. I always thought Night Force was kind of baked in on Lowlight. I didn't realize that was an option for him.
Consider his specialty is listed as Night Spotter.
Right.
That's why Night Force is my favorite of any sub team because by and large because I liked something that looked a little more serious military. The outfits almost always improved, I thought, on the original thing, right? And then especially guys like Psych Out or Crazy Legs, like, yeah, now we're getting into something pretty damn cool. And then Lowlight, I'm like, well, kind of thought he was doing all right, but okay.
I thought they were going to pack him up with Night Force Snake Eyes.
How about Night Force Sci-Fi? That'd be cool. All black and dark gray. He needed some help.
Right. Even if you just took the green and turned it gray, that would be a massive improvement.
Yeah, Night Force Airtight. He needs help.
Night Force
Although I guess
light's going to be painted in that black that absorbs all the light, so you just see a black outline of low light. You can't see any features.
Right.
Yeah, but Airtight, his visibility was kind of important, right? Like he's wandering into places where there's all kinds of stuff in the air.
Yeah.
Like you kind of
want
need
to see not to go there.
Right. You need to be able to see where he is. So,
Night
What's their
Force
type doing
Claymore.
out there? I don't know. I don't want to know.
Night Force Claymore. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I mean, I'd say Night Force Tollbooth, but they haven't even given me Tiger Force Tollbooth yet. So,
Yeah, better wait.
I mean, let's priorities, people.
And then
Priorities.
by 2025, baby, it's Mega Marine Toll Booth. It's gonna be awesome with bio armor.
Ooh,
Tastes just like Play-Doh.
Yep. For
right.
a while. Not anymore.
Right.
Not anymore, it doesn't. Now it tastes like Topps bubblegum.
Just pop it in the microwave for 30 seconds. It's fine.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
It's good afterwards. It's good. Wait, no, that's brown sugar. My bad. That's totally different.
Is that his real code name?
How come it tastes so good?
I'm not dignifying that.
Night Force Thunder, says Jeff Ball. That's pretty good. You just have to take Sergeant Slaughter's bright white belt off of him because it'd never fly.
They wouldn't have to change a whole lot, would they?
No, not really.
No.
I mean, the brightest color on him is like olive green.
Right.
But red hair. Better watch. That means pale skin. Cover him up.
Night Force, listen and fun tripwire.
But on Night Force, you'd have black hair like Psychon.
Oh, dude, Torpedo 83 is all over it. Look at that. Sky Patrol Toll Booth. Can you imagine him coming in with a big chrome sledgehammer? Dude.
I just want to see I just want to see the chromed out bridge layer.
Yeah, and the helmet. The chrome helmet. So good.
With his chrome vest.
They'd have to put a chin strap on him if he was going to jump.
Then he starts looking like the shoveler from Mystery Man.
Sky Patrol Tunnel Rat. That's awesome.
He shovels well.
Here comes Tunnel Rat tunneling through the sky. Wait.
So yeah, that is live on Kickstarter now. You can check out all of the pre-production shots of all of the non-existent characters we've talked about to this point, and some real ones that are in the book.
Mm-hmm.
If you pledge Creating G.I. Joe Volume 13 through October 19th.
Night Force Snow Job.
Next news item.
Doo-doo.
Hey, our friends at Heavy Armor Toys have joined the Backer Kit Brigade with their In the Navy franchise there. Remember, this was a Kickstarter. It was successfully funded, and now they're in the Backer Kit portion of the program. You can tell, we've got the web address up there on the screen for you. In the Navy action figures with -backerkit.com. Check that out. It's all the stuff that was available through the Kickstarter. You can get discounts on bulk buys if you just want a whole bunch of sailors.
Or
a fresh load of semen.
oh,
Hey,
no. You're gonna get us
sexy.
You're gonna get us defunded.
Right. Because that's it. That's the one.
I play fast and loose with Careless Whisper, and I'm the bad guy. Meanwhile, Mike's flinging semen around on the internet. No one cares.
A fresh load of semen.
That's so awful.
No, we know what you think, Smithers.
They're chanting Boo Earns, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I was saying Boo Earns.
It is right there on Backer Kit for you. If you can get to Backer Kit, I think if you search In the Navy, this will come up for you. But that's right there. If you're catching us on replay, pause your video now and put this up in another tab. Check that out. Also, from our friends at Heavy Armor Toys, they've got a couple other figures available. This is through their own e-store at hatoys.ecrater.com, and those guys look familiar. That again, 3 3/4 O-ring construction. That is the Commando at left, ironically enough. And on the right there in the all black is the SWAT officer.
Similar, but legally distinct from.
Right. You remember SWAT officer from all those stories back in the 80s, right, Mark?
Oh yeah, that guy was great. Great singing, boys.
Right. Rob, SWAT officer was your favorite character.
Yes. Although sometimes I confuse these two with Snoopy and Prickly Pete.
I always thought Commando was underrated, man. To be that heroic, running into battle with no eyeballs.
There's eyeballs.
I don't see them.
It's not a good picture. They're just, it's tiny. Come on, man.
Maybe he's not so heroic then if he could actually see.
Stolen valor.
Right?
Anyways, both figures, they each have a helmet. They've each got 2 weapons. You got the M16 and the Sunbow inspired laser rifle, we'll call it, because I don't want to go using names that don't belong to them.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's there for you. Check them out. There too, $20 each, or if you get 10, if you like army building, say commandos, $190 will get you 10 of them.
Ooh.
$190, 10 figures, 0 paint apps. Won't fade over time.
It's efficient.
Mm-hmm.
There are minimal paint apps.
Are there?
Well, on commando.
Well, yeah.
Anyways, Andrew Gaugan says tonight's show is just like a crashing plane with panels tearing off everywhere. I don't see it. I don't think we haven't lost control once. We're just
if
a
anything,
2-bit
we're that
slime show.
flashback scene from Hot Shots.
Right.
Who's got the staple gun?
Right.
Just
Look, I'm in
Macho
on.
Grande.
I'm in on
Macho Grande.
ketchup, mustard, relish. I'm in on that, and I got a couple of the sailors
and
as
they
well.
are available at the backer kit.
That's it. I'm down with all of that. These guys, look, I don't want to be. I'm always the IP theft guy, but believe me, I don't owe any allegiance to my former employer, but it was pretty close.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's pretty close.
But again, if this is what you want, it's there for you.
There you go. For the kind of things these people like, that's the kind of thing those people like.
Right. Can't be mad at the man for
Right.
trying to fill a need.
What's that? I got that dead wrong. It's for the people who like that kind of thing. This is the kind of thing those people like.
Hey.
Hey, moving on.
Anyhow. But Firefly says, I've never ordered anything from eCrater. It's always worried me that my money is going into a very large electronic hole. Well,
You
won't
pays
have
your
to.
money, it takes your chances.
I mean, my guess is it's a little bit more like I know Heavy Armor Toys. They're not here to rip you off. That guy, he's moving actual product. So
I think it's just a joke.
right. I just again, sometimes folks don't take it that way. So I need to make sure that I don't want to go pooing on anybody's livelihood.
Unless that's what we're intending to do, and we'll make that very clear.
Right. We will be blatantly obvious about that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But we make jokes about fresh loads of semen.
Mm-hmm.
But we don't make jokes about business practices unless warranted.
Mm-hmm.
Anyhow, next news item.
Do.
Hey, while we're talking about backer kits, Legends of the Hidden Force has moved into that phase as well. You can see there, you can check out our episode 256 and Special Edition 84 if you want all the details about all the different characters that are available to you in the Legends of the Hidden Force backer kit. But it's there too, Legends of the Hidden Force with hyphens.backerkit.com.
Mike, where can they find out more about this?
I already read the stuff in the gold label.
I'm just trying to help.
Come on, man.
Trying to help.
How about
Gotta
You
watch
know,
the
when-
whole show.
Some people just joined right now at the 10 o'clock hour. It's the top of the hour, man. All new people.
Craig Cohan asks, if you remove Commando's mask, is it Arnold? No, Commando does not have a mask.
SWAT officer has the mask.
SWAT officer has a mask.
Stay with us.
And if you take that off, he looks like LL Cool J.
If you remove Commando's mask, there's no eyeballs.
It's a little unsettling.
I don't know. It's Joey Tribbiani under there, actually. Yeah.
Hey,
How you
how
doing?
you doing?
How you doing? Much better now that I've received a fresh load of semen.
Oh God.
Hmm.
Now we're banned in Russia.
We've been banned in Russia for lots of stuff.
Right.
But yeah, so if you missed out on the Kickstarter, or you want to augment what you backed in the Kickstarter, with Legends of the Hidden Force. Now is your chance. Be sure to hit up their backer kit site. As you can see there, if you're watching us on replay, just pause the video right here and put that in another tab. YouTube's good for stuff like that. And also received word from the folks at Legend of the Hidden Force, Darren and company, this week. Got a nice press release about what they've got planned coming up. So this is coming soon from Whiskey Jack Toys and Media. And all these lines are going to be constructed similarly. They're all going to be 1/18th scale O-ring, classic style G.I. Joe type construction. But later this fall, you get the Chaos line, which promises to be villains versus villains. Just all kinds of extra villains, which you can augment your toy box with. Maybe something for an army of seamen to fight.
Oh, geez.
Right.
Well, they're going old school, and you're going to get a Siegfried that's either Terrence Stamp from the movie or Bernie Capel from the TV show.
Ooh.
That's right. Drop it, get smart on you.
That's right. Bernie Capel.
Your ship's doctor.
Man, he was a scoring machine. The ladies couldn't keep away from Bernie Capel.
It was those shorts.
Probably.
Could be.
Probably. But anyways, that is this fall. You get Chaos, villains versus villains. Next year, starting in January, you get Impact, which is an acronym for International Military Police Anti-Crime Task Force.
Mm-hmm.
And if that sounds like a familiar concept, it should. There may be some characters that look similar to other characters that we've seen before in other I guess we should say not renewed toy lines of the past.
Mm-hmm.
But
that Jeff Jarrett versus Abyss 2-pack is going to be incredible.
It will be. Look,
fantastic.
Man. Abyss kind of fell through the cracks. Great worker at a time when nobody was doing toys for total nonstop action.
Yeah.
We need that.
I thought maybe we were going to get DC versions of the Archie superheroes.
Ooh.
Hey. I mean, maybe that's
on
on
the Crusaders action.
Maybe that's in Fresh Monkey Fiction's plate, but who can tell? Anyways, you move forward to May, and you get Eagle Force, as Darren talked with us on Special Edition 84. You'll be doing that with Fresh Monkey Fiction. That is, again, O-ring style construction of the classic Eagle Force line. So that's all on the up and up and official and all that good stuff. And then September of next year, Offline, which is, again, an original line full of futuristic and cyberpunk characters. And so that's what they've got coming. They wanted to make sure that we were aware of what they've got on tap. Don't hold them or us to those dates hard and fast. Mm-hmm. Obviously, the market's going to dictate a lot of that, but they've got a lot on their plate. And that's Darren. When we spoke with Darren, he made mention that they had a lot coming, and they put it out there as far as when they expect to get that done. So there you have it. And again, by all means, you want to hear more of the specifics, head on back to our episode 256 and Special Edition 84, and you'll get all the stuff that we talked about with Darren on the spot.
Dude, Torpedo 83's got the best Mike Irizarry news in a long time.
Are they sneaking descendants? I mean, probably somewhere.
Right? Would it be grandson or great-grandson? How far back?
Grandson.
I believe he was a third, so it's probably a grandson.
Man, look at that. I can just see Mike filling that out. Order, please, ship to Indianapolis or Indiana, and item quantity 4,000.
I don't need that.
How many you got?
You're needing an army.
I don't need that. I don't need to be piling up untold masses of those. I already got one.
Spudsman Beachhead.
Ooh.
I already got one collection that is way too many of one guy.
Should have got those 100 Beachheads in 1986 for $287 each at the Kroger.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe $349, but
ooh. I always paid $3. If I could ever find it below $3, I thought it was good. Very rarely did I find a Joe for $2. Once in a while, I found a Joe for $2, and that was like absolutely friggin' Christmas.
I think when they came out, back in '82, they were at 223, and then that rolled up quick to 233, 248, and it stuck there for a little while. And then around '85, it went to 287 at Toys R Us. And then from that point on, it was never below $3 again.
Well,
but around 80,
I think for a long time it was $2.97 too.
86, a lot of the places went to $3.49 and even $3.99. So
must have been nice to have a Toys R Us in driving distance. I wouldn't know.
It was,
but
we had two.
Yeah, well, dig this. In Oregon we didn't have sales tax, so
yeah, see,
so choke on that, Jurassic Slapnut. While we're still,
we would buy toys at
impacting.
the El Toro PX, so we didn't have sales tax either.
Mm.
In New York, they didn't have sales tax on comics.
Really? Because it was
classified as a periodical, and periodicals you didn't have to pay sales tax on in New York.
okay. That's the deal.
it was educational. Wait, no,
It was. I'm not going to argue that.
It made you read.
Hey, Dr. Doom expanded my vocabulary.
The New York Board of Education was, hey, you stinking kids, just read something, would you?
Hey, just be quiet. Read something.
I got your
please.
dictionary right here.
Here's a freaking $1. Go buy a book.
Now back to my job, English professor at NYU's.
My dad was a college English professor and loved movies, hated comic books. And my mom, who's a librarian, once said, we're carrying graphic novels at the public library now. And my dad was like, Sign of the Apocalypse. And I'm like, hey, Dad, you ever see Road to Perdition? He's like, I love that movie. I'm like, funny story.
Comic book first.
Comic book. He didn't like that one bit. But there you go. There's a glimpse into the Weber family dinner table.
How do you feel about History of Violence? Also comic
Right? Also comic book. Yep.
History of the world? No, not.
No.
I used to play a clip from that. I had a clip from it because I work with Joey Firstel at McFarlane Toys, and he went by Joey. He also works on the Super 7 Joe line recently. And there's that bit where the heavy comes into the diner and he's all like, how you doing, Joey? And I had that drop all the time. I drop that all the time on Joe Firstel.
Next news item.
Do.
All right. I knew we had one. I knew there was more coming.
There wasn't actually, but
All
I thought maybe I broke the system.
What's happening? Keep it moving up there.
It sounded like there was just going to be something else, and then apparently not.
Look at that.
Anyways, Fall Geek Out was last Friday. As you can see, Mark telling you there, it's finally over.
Mm-hmm.
But that doesn't mean that I won't take a moment to get yet another opportunity to superimpose Mark's head on a Target page. So
it's really surprising how many things my giant cranium fits inside, but okay.
I bet it also fits inside Mother Russia.
Right?
It doesn't have that actual size little.
This Weber's head not fit on 3CP2.
suffice to say, I have to use the shrink feature a lot.
Yes.
I have to really bring that down.
Very pixelated in real life, but if you shrink me
You're
down,
standing really far away in this.
What's funny is that on that burgundy backdrop, it almost looks like you have normal skin tone.
yeah, I'm not sure how that happens, but my hair doesn't pop. Come on,
Right.
now. So it's not just my best feature, really my only feature, if you don't count my piercing blue eyes.
And who would?
2% of the world has red hair, and 16% of the world has blue eyes. So if you find a blue-eyed redhead, friggin' marry them because they're unicorns. Just saying.
That's what Mrs. Weber said.
Something like that. That was a long time ago.
Then a couple of years after that, I remember she cursed a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when the drinking started.
You got her to say "I do" in one of those Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck.
I do believe I'm going to regret this.
So, anyways, last Friday, we were warmed up to spending some money by spending a little more money.
Yeah.
Some of us did. Some of us didn't.
With these Python Patrol exclusives available now. I believe they are still up on Target. They are not on Pulse anymore. Sold out on Pulse, but again, Target, I believe, will still take your order.
They'll take it.
Whether they fulfill that order remains to be seen.
Uh-huh.
But right now they will take your order.
Mm-hmm.
Really gotta love
Anyways.
those 6 a.m. start times. By
Well,
the
you
way.
can't have a Switch without the bait.
Anyways, we have our second take at an officer. And I say that because they labeled him as an officer too. But whatever, we don't care. He's there. We got Copperhead, both of them at the $24.99 price point. Then they Pythonized the Trouble Bubble with the Televiper. Sent that out at $44.99 because, again, doesn't hurt your item count if you go the whole way.
Cheaper, though, at Target than it was at Pulse.
Yeah. $10 cheaper.
Yeah.
Same plastic, right?
They got the tooling already made.
Probably, but it's a lot uglier.
It is.
So
That's
you know how for you Photoshop nerds out there, you know how you can just use the slider to dial up the opacity? There's something that just dials up the ugliness.
Right.
I think here. Just like, whoop! Oh yeah, there we go.
The funny thing is, back in the vintage line, the vehicles were the nicer looking part of Python Patrol.
True.
Yeah, that old Python Conquest was a winner.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't make any sense.
No.
But it looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways.
Story of my life.
That's words to live by.
Mark that down. That's savable.
Didn't make any sense, but nice to look at.
That's it.
Yeah.
Story of my life.
Anyways. So Rack Time Rob, you're at the bottom of the screen.
Yes.
Would you get in on any of this?
I ordered one of each.
All right. How about you, Phil? 4 of each?
No, just one of each for me.
You seem to go overboard with some of this other stuff, Phil, so I figured I'd ask.
Just one of each on the overboard stuff too.
Mark?
Well, it's Target, so I can't order them because of my own personal vendetta. But these actually, and this is something as someone who had a hand in some collector focused brands over the years. This is something I was always careful of: is don't break a collector, right? And these actually didn't. I'm going to say they broke me. I didn't stop collecting GI Joe or Classified, but it's changing how I collect because Python Patrol never did anything for me. I was out of collecting as a kid before they even came out. But like I said, I really only like the sub teams if it's a brand new character. Like the only Tiger Force guy I'd care anything about is Sky Striker, or if it improves the look of the character, like Night Force Psych Out. So much better than the original Psych Out. These I was collecting out of obligation because I just had at least one of everything for Classified. And there's a lot of Joe stuff coming out right now. No one's got bottomless pockets. I don't actually like having these. So not only do I not need these, if I don't have these, then I don't need the ones I already have. So I'm going to be finding new homes for my Python Patrol stuff and probably my Tiger Force stuff once a better version comes out, right? Like I'm cool with Tiger Force Recondo until Real Recondo comes out, and then I don't need them anymore. I don't have to have one of everything. I didn't ever have one of everything when I was collecting the original Small Joe. So these were on a small level, not to overplay it. But these changed how I collected. I just don't need this much Python Patrol stuff. So look for it soon up on eBay in a bundle with a barbecue figure.
With a barbecue.
With
Yep.
a Marauder's barbecue.
Yep.
I kind of
Firefly,
like the idea of Python Patrol, but
Firefly asks, why did they not make one skin tone of the Televiper to be with the Trouble Bubble version and a box version with the other with bare arms? Makes no sense to me. Good question. I'm not a fan. That's the one quip I have with the Televiper is they gave him, just like color black arms on the figures, but then they also gave him rolled up sleeves.
Yeah.
Like if
it's
you're gonna
a thermal undershirt because it gets nippy up there.
Is it reused tooling? Is that somebody else's arms? Probably.
Maybe I haven't looked at it close enough to know, but it just like if you're gonna go we're gonna make this body. We're with no skin showing, so we can put I like that idea. I think that's definitely a great idea, but don't be don't be such a slave to the original design in that case, which did not have full sleeves. To like, if you're gonna make that change, make the change.
Yeah, I agree totally.
So
I mean, giving him that little computer on his wrist is making a change to begin with, so they aren't being total slaves to it.
right. Like again, there's lots of great little changes on these designs. Did you have to give him rolled up sleeves on top of what is essentially, like Rob said, an Under Armour sleeve? No, you didn't. Just give him a uniform sleeve and be done with it. Like the officer has. Whatever. Give him those arms. We don't care. If would there be folks out there saying it doesn't look exactly like the old one? Yes, there would. But
yeah,
we don't
while they were ordering them.
But we don't listen to those people.
In great quantities.
It's okay to complain. You just have to have a better complaint than that. But so yeah, no, Firefly, we agree with you there. But
Dustin Jeffrey likes Bengals fan Outback, but he's dead wrong because nobody's a Bengals fan.
well, not this week. No,
Nope, not this year.
Come out looking bad.
Yeah. By the
2
way,
weeks in a row.
Spoiler: not your year, Bengals. Next year doesn't look good either.
Next year's got to look better than this year.
Probably. Hey, did you know they're making a Nick Chubb figure with a double jointed knee?
Stop.
Sorry.
Stop.
What, too soon?
Yes, it was.
Been 24 hours.
The man's just going out doing his job and receives a debilitating, life-changing injury, and you gotta go laughing about it on.
Yeah, I wouldn't be bragging about that victory last night.
I gotta say, Minka Fitzpatrick was doing his job too. Just saying.
Yeah, he'll be back out there next week.
Yeah.
Wow.
Look,
I had more rushing yards than the Steelers.
I think ending the Browns player season early is a mercy. That's what I think.
Sir Patrick Stewart notes that a few people have swapped the Recondo arms onto the Televiper. Be sure to catch him on Picard.
Mm-hmm. And if you have some Recondo figures with arms ripped off, you can sell them to Joe Colton. She likes that kind of thing.
She's a big Recondo fan.
Yeah, she likes tortured Saw 12 Recondo figures.
Do they make 1/12 scale cots?
I'm sure somebody does.
Yeah,
Jeff Butler says it feels like too much to release these so quickly after their original classified releases. In the 80s, they were years apart, so these could have waited until next year.
They got the molds warmed up.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think the fact that they did come out recently says it makes them. It means you can get those molds back from the factory and make new stuff. Mm-hmm. It's different now than it was in the 80s. So
very clearly, remember back then they were waiting for a new batch of kids to age into Joe, and then they were brand new figures, right? To them,
right?
That's not at all what they're doing. I don't know that that's even true anymore, but that's not what they're doing anymore.
Right. I'm sure they saved more than a couple of dollars by doing their Televiper and Trouble Bubble run, and then right on top of that, doing it in the new colors.
Yeah. Or it's the run might be so short the factory wasn't willing to reset up the lines to do a tiny run for Target.
Right.
So, or a tiny run for Pulse, depends on who you think's selling more. But
right.
But yeah, I'm sure it was all one run while it was set up with the paint ops different and the plastic injection set up differently.
Right. So there is a bit more at work in that regard. Yeah. Back in the 80s, all that stuff wasn't done overseas. It was done here. Figures were made domestically, weren't they?
No, figures were in China. Vehicles were domestic.
Right. Yeah. Okay, I got that backwards. So yeah, so there's that. But Honcho, bust through the wall, Kool-Aid Man style.
Oh yeah.
Well, I tell you, we spend more budget on home repair with Hans Chow around, but that's them's the risk.
It's just inconsiderate.
It's yeah, for everyone in the live chat questioning why Mark is bagging on Cleveland, Dustin Jeffrey has it right. The Honcho is a dirty Steelers fan.
That's right.
Part of the unwashed masses.
I believe the Steelers had -7 rushing yards for the game, I had more yards than they did.
Yeah, it's true. Says the Giant. Says the Giants fan.
Right. They
Hey.
all
Good luck on Thursday.
they also
We're
won an
gonna die.
embarrassingly close game last week. So whatever.
Your
But at
Giant.
least that half that won the game, they looked good.
Well, yeah, your Giants are playing the Niners on Thursday, right?
Right.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
gonna get murdered.
We played them on week 1, so we'll have a real good comparison.
Yeah.
They're really good.
Yeah.
Oh,
they're
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jeez.
It's not a good mark to the. You're not going to start off your season well when you see 2 of the Super Bowl contenders in the first 3 weeks. That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's a tough way to start a year.
Yeah. Don't rule out the Cardinals, though.
We'll be there at the end, looking at about 8 wins.
Yeah.
Anyways, don't want to get too far into football. We'll have a loud segment of our fan base screaming at us about how we do talk about too much sports.
Dude, me and Bart will do a Steelers segment.
And
Come
then
at us, bro.
And then we'll break off and do a whole other different show so that we don't talk about sports on the main show, and people will complain about that too.
Right. Welcome to our Yankees podcast. We're going to talk about the trouble bubble.
Right.
Why isn't it pinstripe?
Oh, that was my favorite troll, by the way, back in the day when we would do the fantasy football podcast. We really did have folks come up and complain to us after we had broken the fantasy football segment out of the main show, gave it its own program. And a lot of our longtime fans came up and said, I hate those fantasy football episodes. And you'd look at them and be like, well, you don't have to listen to those. Those are different so that you can just not pay attention to them. And, we used to post those every Thursday. And you can just not listen to the fantasy football ones, but then I wouldn't have heard them all.
Right.
Ooh.
My favorite thing is going on country music message boards and just ripping country music because I don't like it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
Right.
That's not how it's supposed to work.
No, that's not how any of this works.
Garth Brooks sucks. Okay.
That's why Baskin Robbins has 31 flavors.
That's right.
Right. We're glad you're with us for one of those shows. You don't have to listen to both of them.
And I wouldn't have heard them all. What if there's Joe News during the fantasy football podcast?
Right. This just in.
We're just breaking news. Beep, 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 beep.
Garth Brooks sucks. Chris Gaines rules.
Right.
Come on, even Garth Brooks doesn't say that.
Oh no.
That's too far.
You know who liked Chris Gaines? Mango. That's right.
Oh, Tommy Mango.
Oh, so yeah, that was that. If you're still interested, head over to Target.com. Check these guys out for yourself.
Yeah, order a bunch. You might get one.
Next news item.
Target sucks, dude.
Hey, oh yeah, I forgot. By the way, you can get over to our Public swag store. You can get the Honcho Off Target T-shirt available now.
Nice.
You missed out on the 35% off sale over the weekend, but still there for you. We did have a couple folks buy some Honcho Off Target T-shirts and merchandise.
I hope they got them in 4X. That's the only way to get my head life size.
I believe our T-shirt selection goes up to 5X.
Now
So
we're talking.
I
Can't even imagine my head at 5X. That'd be incredible.
You can use it as a bed sheet.
Like, holy smokes.
Oh.
It's spherical yet quite pointy in places.
The Absorb-Vids, he's in.
That's what I'm talking about.
Dustin Jeffrey says he goes on Nickelback fan message boards and say they're awesome. Jake Rose got a Staff Sergeant C-Nug shirt. That's right. We got some good business drummed up this weekend on the old swag shop. I think we got another sale weekend in 2 weeks. So if you're gonna hold out, just leave yourself a note. Check again in a couple of weeks. When I see they're there, I try and post reminders on our social media listed down below. Subscribe to all of us there, and you'll certainly catch that notification somewhere along the way. But now the next news item. That's right. Super 7 posted a little teaser this week that this Cobra mothership guy that they had on display at San Diego is coming in October of this year, which is just a few scant days away. You can see we got the image credit there. That is via Toy News International from Kyle Peterson. But you can head over to super7store.com, get what few details are there. I figured it was just better off to post a picture of what we actually see.
Yeah.
My guess is this is going to be another crowdfunding deal like that Thundercats base. I don't see it being quite that expensive because I mean, frankly, it's just not going to, even if that thing flips open, it's not going to be that big.
Yeah, it was like half the size of the
right.
Thundercats layer.
Yeah.
Right. That sucker's massive. So we don't know anything else about what this thing does. I know it does not have a big turret underneath that Bazooka can throw Destro out of down to a waiting Footloose hundreds of feet below who catches him with ease.
We need the Footloose with military press action figure.
Right.
Tossing him to Roadblock, who throws him into a gaggle of dreadnoughts.
I love the concept here, but it better do some stuff. If this is what it's going to look like,
Right.
it better do some stuff.
I think it's a big Cobra Roomba. That's what
it looks
Right.
like a deflated football.
Viper Scout says it's neat, but it's Super 7. Does Super 7 do quality control, and it will be super expensive. Super 7's quality control on its Joe stuff has been pretty good to this point. I haven't heard a whole lot of complaints there. I know some of their other offerings have not gone over as well. Mark loves this bat. What can I tell you?
It's all I have from the Ultimates, but
Right.
and the 5 points for articulation, the reaction stuff doesn't break because there ain't much to it, right?
Right. And that's the scale that this guy's going to be with. But again, you now officially know exactly as much about this as we do. So just keep an eye peeled to Super 7's website, and they should be filling in more details as we get closer to, whatever time they decide to go with this in October.
Sean Russell's killing it tonight. Says it 5 times, I would be MODOK.
At 5XL.
Yeah,
Mark would be
5XL. That would be a mark organism designed only for killing. Don't think someone isn't going to Photoshop that.
Right. Sean is
Absorb Vids is in the audience.
There
Right,
we go.
he's always here, lurking, watching.
I could use a comfortable chair. I'll be honest.
Scheming.
Many people don't know this, but Mark has tiny legs just off screen.
Tiny little
Not
leg.
true. Not true at all, actually.
But Firefly notes, I love any giant Cobra thing that's O-ring scale, but how good could the inside be? We don't know. Good question. I think ultimately that's gonna be what makes or breaks this thing, is how good they do the inside of this, or what function it has, or what have you.
Mm-hmm. And if you like giant Cobra things, we're going to get along.
Right. So again, it is labeled as the Cobra Mothership. And so we will we'll get a better look at that in the coming days.
It will be piloted by Cobra Funkenstein.
Ooh.
Where the fathership is, we don't know.
Codename Bootsy.
Nobody knows who the fathership is. Because the
Went out for a pack of
mothership,
smokes one day, never came back.
the mothership really got around, I'm telling you.
Torpedo Mike is imagining Mark as Dr. Evil from that trailer when his chair won't stop turning.
Fair enough.
Right. Hans Chow says, if that ship opens up to a detailed interior, then they'll have my attention. I think that's what we're all hoping.
Yeah.
Just
But I need some turrets. I need some guns. This looks like it's a transport, right?
right. You know what? I hate that I'm saying this, right? It looks a little too small.
Yeah.
For what it's supposed to be, It looks too small.
Isn't your memory of that it's kind of more flattened out, more flying saucer and
right, and just massive on a scale that this doesn't necessarily convey. And
I mean,
know
there's
that
Death Star trenches in it.
right.
Yeah.
I know that there's not. I know that that's not feasible. Right.
Yeah.
I don't want to sound like that kind of fan either. But at the same time, this feels kind of conversational. And if you're going to do this particular aircraft in that sense, then that doesn't work.
Yeah. I think they would do better making a $400 version of this than a $200 version of this, if that makes sense, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Or make a full-size version of the command area of it that you see at the beginning of that cartoon. And then, just kind of whatever you want to do with the rest of the ship, be damned, but you can pose all of your reaction figures in that Cobra Command ship cockpit area. And, you'd have Cobra Commander with a big window that Flint can toss him through to bust up a globe.
Right.
Now,
riddle me this, because I honestly don't know. And I have some reaction figures, but not open. Do they have foot pegs? They must, right?
I thought they did.
And are they the same circumference?
I think they're
as
being
3
shown on
3/4?
foot pegs in that picture.
That makes sense. But are they the same circumference as original 3 3/4 figs? Because that's what lots of people want to do with this, is dress it up with their own existing vintage show figures, right?
Right.
That's who's buying it anyway. So
I think they have the larger foot peg.
Greg Augustin says we need sound effects buttons, perhaps like Mark's News. We thought about that. We actually did that with the old show for a little while, but determined it was funnier when I would make the do sound. And now that I have to run all the other buttons, I've just passed that duty down to Joe Colton. And now that she's out on maternity, that job falls to next in line.
yeah,
Honcho,
I'm the understudy.
Right.
And we're actually going the opposite direction. We're limiting sound effects buttons. The careless whisper button,
Right. It's gone.
gone.
It's gone because Mark got us banned in Russia.
That's
He
right.
whispered carelessly.
That's
But-
It
right.
was careless of him. Yeah.
That's
But we
right.
do have sound effect buttons, Greg. And of course, the Family Feud correct answer and incorrect answer.
Can we get the Price is Right failure
Wah, wah,
sound
wah,
effect?
wah.
That's trademarked.
That would be great.
Oh.
It's short enough that we could do it. Nobody'd care about that.
Man, we use
Everybody under the sun uses that. So I didn't. That's why I didn't go with that. And I went with the Family Feud one instead.
We use that on the radio all the time. And then when I was working in Washington, D.C., we would take all the post-game crying Redskin fan sound bites from the night before, and we would play it over a loop of Loser by Beck. It was so good. Boom, 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 boom. Man, the Redskins audio gold.
Next news item.
Do 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 beer do 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 beer.
Let me get Greg's comment off the screen so I don't block up.
Right.
There we go. I got two into my buttons there. Sorry.
See.
Damn, now I gotta get my finger out of my nose.
Hey, look! It's also on the 22nd. It's not just the launch of Patty and Brian's next Kickstarter.
Mm-mm.
It's Hasbro Pulsecon 2023.
Well, hello.
You can see that starting 11 o'clock Eastern on the Hasbro Pulse YouTube channel, as you can see there in the photo. Phil, you getting up early for that one?
I'll be at work.
Ah,
I heard about that.
Yeah.
what the hell's that all about?
I don't recommend it, but
No, I'm trying to avoid it.
so yeah, if I'm watching it, I'm sneaking glances away from the computer I'm supposed to be looking at.
DJ 5-Ash notes that Careless Whisper button is gone. Damn, this is horrible news. It's been gone for months, guys. Months.
We're going to replace it with "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go."
This is at least the fifth time we've revisited it.
Look, man, I ran the show for 1 week, and it was a 48-minute show, and half of it was Wham music. And I haven't been invited back to the control room. Since,
Right. Mark ran our 2-hour show in 75 minutes.
Awesome.
With a guest host.
Yep. And the next week.
And got us kicked off the service.
And the access code to the door was changed next week, but they said that was coincidental.
Right.
Hey guys, my card doesn't work.
Mark can no longer get into the compound. He is only available via remote.
Not in charge anymore. That's an old John Weber move. My dad would volunteer to help with meals and stuff and do such a terrible job on purpose he would never be asked to help again. Crazy.
That's
like
weaponized incompetence.
Crazy like a fox, my old man.
So anyways, we've got some box numbers revealed, some characters revealed as far as what's coming. This is just to give you an idea what's going on in the live chat. They're talking about Cobra-shaped pancakes. I don't know what's going on.
Well, they think that mothership might be like a George Foreman grill or something that makes Cobra pancakes.
That's a good idea.
If it is, I'm in.
As part of their Cobra New Day crossover.
Right. It's look, hey, Cobra, they're here to conquer the world through grilling up hot dogs real fast. I can get on board with that. But anyways, on the 22nd, we can expect some pre-orders. These popped up on a couple of Asian toy sites, and our friend Chaz the Guru got some box numbers to correspond with those from his sources. I'm presuming that have something to do with those Asian toy sites. 102 Dreadnought Ripper, 103 Clayton Abernathy Hawk, 104 Agent Helix, 105 Jason Shockwave Faria, and 106 Dreadnought Buzzer. So that looks to be the next wave of classified figures. Not a huge shock there. We knew all these guys were coming. There's no surprises in this list.
That was the last round of digital reveals. So.
Right. Or the bulk of last digital reveals. If you remember back to San Diego, there was also one for a vamp with clutch.
Oh, yeah. So, and the missile system.
Go
ahead,
Mark.
It's an interesting marketing strategy using Asian websites to release your news. It's bold. It's a bold strategy, Cotton.
Well, I mean, it's always somebody, right? Like it was a European website last time. It's an Asian website this time.
I think it was actually Amazon Brazil that popped them up.
It's pretty clear that they pivoted from the hey, let's just let What's on Joe Mind release the whole year's worth of stuff.
Look, I mean, it was a lot easier, wasn't it?
I mean, one-stop shop, right?
I mean, we offered some real discount, some real expediency on that, and here they go trying to keep it a secret, and all these places from parts unknown. I just say, let's bring all the reveals back home.
Yeah.
To What's on Joe Mind.
The simplicity of it, right? That other websites and podcasts could just come here to steal from us.
Hey, Mike, on those reveals that you did, how many of them were correct?
100%.
Ooh.
Really?
100%.
Every damn one of them.
Well, I guess we'll retire on top.
So that's some notes for anybody from Hasbro who may be watching our show.
It can't be long before Deion Sanders is announcing some G.I. Joe stuff in his press conferences, right?
Wearing his hat and sunglasses.
Cobra Prime, coming soon.
Bring it on home. Hans Chow. It'll be a Trinidadian website next.
All right.
And Tobago will be so pissed.
Right?
How come they get the good stuff?
Anyways.
Tobago, whatever.
So out of these 5, Mark Weber, who are you looking forward to the most?
I mean, I don't know why. I still don't know why, but my favorite of the original Dreadnoks was Torch. So little myth, Torch is going to be last, whatever. Hawk's the win here, right? Like they're all good. I'm happy for all of them, but Hawk's the win. Yeah.
Phil?
Yeah, that 86 Hawk was my favorite of the Joes growing up. So that's probably one I'm looking forward to. But right up there with it is Helix, just because I really just kind of like Helix.
her Rise of Cobra era figure was kind of a letdown. So I'm glad if she's going to be a big part of the lore to get a hopefully a really good toy ever.
There was a big push for her internally at Hasbro back right when I was about to leave. Just the idea that she was essentially on the spectrum, but
Is that about the
valuable.
time she was getting the miniseries?
But valuable because of that, right? They really thought that told a very interesting story, and there was, I don't want to say there were plans for her because there weren't really plans for the line at that point, but there was a lot of momentum behind that character internally.
Right.
That I bet probably still exists because some of the people that really, as much turnover as there's been at Hasbro since I left, some of her big proponents are still there. So wouldn't shock me to see Helix continue to get a push from Hasbro moving forward.
I mean, clearly she's still white hot as she's number 104.
There you go. Cool FM.
Rack time, Rob. How about you?
Hawk's the winner for me, but all these figures look good.
For me, I got a two-way tie at the top, man. I've been waiting for Dreadnoks for a while. So I'm thrilled that we finally get to start see some Dreadnoks going on. Now, similarly, we did see we did see these guys in the case at San Diego. There was another figure in the case at San Diego that is not on this list.
Mutt.
And that's Mutt. And this is my hot take. I think Mutt's coming tomorrow or Friday. I think Mutt is part of this.
They got to have something.
Right. I think there's just some. I don't think everything's been leaked, but I'll bet you Mutt's happening. This is based on nothing, okay? Gut feeling on this. Absolutely no intel, no nothing. This is just me making a guess. Just a guess. Mutt's coming Friday.
Well, these things got digital renders.
Yeah, Mutt just showed up.
Physical copy.
Right. Mutt was actually there.
Right.
There was a physical Mutt.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Mutt's Happening a sitcom in the 80s?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Mutt's Happening now.
Mutt's happening now, and we got the revival in 1985.
Nice.
And then the spin-off Junkyard Wars.
No, Phil. No. You're out.
Oh, there he goes again.
Jeez, that's 3 times. He's having as bad. He's having as bad a show as Sean Russo.
We have denied Phil 3 times.
Having hot, yeah.
Right. Maybe we should get Sean in to be the guest host.
The trick is every time you kick him out,
Going for the record.
every time you kick Phil out, I expect him to come back in Disneyland live. Right. Screw you guys. I'm going on Mr. Toad's Wild Morphine ride.
Just eating an AT-AT full of popcorn.
Right. Just like,
Mutt's happening. Hey.
there you go.
There you go. Jesus, we've got off the rails. But I don't know if it'll stretch past that. Like I don't think we're getting. I think there's going to be one more item past this. But there's a lot to squeeze into about 2 hours of programming here. So I don't think they're going to be giving us wave after wave of hidden Joe stuff. In fact, wouldn't be surprised if this was it. But I just got a feeling that we just didn't see it all.
Yeah, the fact that
all apologies to benefit to the community, Chaz the Guru on Instagram, whose post we see in the photo right there. But I just got a feeling we haven't seen everything leaked to us. Dustin Jeffrey with the question: were we ever on the rails? That's a good question. We kind of start with like we can make visual contact with the rails, but that's about as close as we get.
We are the Springfield monorail. We are calling the big one Bitey. That is it.
I don't want to sound like a bitter has-been here, but it's kind of lazy not to leak everything before Friday, right? Like, how dare they?
This is what happens. It's what happens when you're counting on foreign mercenaries to do the work that your in-home American podcast will do for you for absolutely free.
Yeah, we got to stop exporting American jobs. Let us do it.
I'm glad that us busting that news a couple of years ago led to so many other channels getting thousands of hits.
Yeah, right. Don't forget us, a real American podcast.
Viper Scout has an interesting point too.
Remember, 1027 is also coming. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
that
why I'm
could be a
saying
spot where they drop Mutt too, because they always do like one release that day.
What's 1027? I forget.
That's the one that corresponds with the address. They've done.
Oh
specific, specific October 27th shows the last couple of years.
That's so lame. That's so lame.
I guess.
Oh, it's the name of our address. Brr, no one cares. Literally, like a third of the people work there that used to. They've got a better building downtown. 1027.
Oh.
There's no radon in the basement.
Right? We've got all these vintage toys downstairs. Amazing stuff just hanging on chicken wire fence. And the radon level is through the roof.
It's a super fun site.
And they only let certain people go down there so they can track when they die. It's bad for business if you kill off a bunch of employees, the ones that you're trying to keep, right?
Right. As soon as the red light in your hand starts to blink, that's when you're eligible to go down the basement.
I'm surprised nobody from HR has put it together that instead
you've fallen out of favor when they say, "Hey, could you get something out of the basement?"
Surprised no one in HR has put it together that it might be cheaper to just start sending the soon-to-be laid-off staff down to the radon basement and just let nature take care of itself, right?
Oh, God, terrible.
That is awful.
And that's the news.
Julie wants you to go to the basement.
What?
G.I. Joe 3D Printing Podcast is proud to present Chunky Tank Kitty and his Meowler Tank to you. Be sure to keep an ear to them. Subscribe to them here on YouTube and wherever you get your podcasts. And hang around for the Chunky Tank Kitty news, which we hope is coming sometime soon. But in the meantime, hang around, pick up a good word from our wonderful sponsors and friends at Kokomo Toys.
We buy, sell, and trade vintage and modern toys. G.I. Joe, Star Wars, Transformers, Marvel, DC, and more. Located in beautiful downtown Kokomo, Indiana, we are open every Wednesday through Saturday from 12 to 5. It's a theme park of nostalgia. Join the thousands of people who have traveled from all over the Midwest for over a decade to buy and sell with us. Get your geek on.
Hey, there we are. There's the very first Staff Sergeant Sea-Dog shirt. That's the photo sent to us by Craig Cohan. I just wanted everybody to note that he got the tasteful Arbor Day special green for his shirt. Hello, JLS Comics.
I love that.
But yeah, that's available in every color in the rainbow for you over at the swag shop. But he going through the trouble of sending us a photo. I'm going to put it on the show. That is the first of the Staff Sergeant Sea-Nugs t-shirts that got sold. I was telling Racktime Rob over the weekend. This weekend we saw enough t-shirts move that went from being our worst selling design to being our best selling design, except for the logo. Of all of the not What's on Joe Mind logo shirts, that is now our best selling item.
Is that McDonald's actionable at all? I'm just checking.
I'm gonna guess not.
Okay.
I'm gonna guess not.
I'd be more worried about the Target.
Right. It's parody. We're protected.
I kind of want them to sue us so I can have my day in court. And why are you so angry with Target, Mr. Weber? Let me tell you.
Those bastards.
And then they were like, we can send you a $5 off coupon. And the jury starts murmuring right away.
I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Right. I'm gonna fight the man.
But there is that. We're running out of time. So while we just do a real quick run of what we got in, because Phil was bragging about how much shit he got in.
Okay. Well, I got in my pile of loot from Big Bad Toy Store.
Oh, it's a good day.
So I got this guy in.
It's pretty slick.
Let me get you in the big window, Phil.
I like how he's got Cobra logo over one shoulder pad, and the other pad is actually camouflage, so it's actually hard to see.
And so now for everybody at home, that is the 3-0 Firefly.
Yes. Unexpectedly, he's got magnet-held explosives.
Nice.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
So you can act like he's blowing up the fridge.
Oh, leave the fridge alone.
Not that fridge.
Oh,
I
Richard
picked
Dent
up
is
a Brie
next.
Larson action figure. Got in a Televiper and Trouble Bubble.
Yay!
Got in today Snow Job.
Yay!
Gary Godson's so happy right now.
He is,
at,
because
at Disneyland, I got a Sabine with a gigantic helmet.
That's a big
That is a
helmet.
big helmet.
Earlier this evening, I know for a fact Gary Godso got Snow Job in today. So
Nice. Send him Hannibal tomorrow.
I got in from Walmart or from Amazon. They have an exclusive 6-pack of DC theatrical figures. It's the only place you can get Shazam and Aquaman, at least Aquaman so far, but you're forced to get 4 other figures that you already have.
Maybe
You know what?
Ragtime Rob
Looking at
doesn't
those-
have them.
Looking at those figures, that's not a loss.
yeah, I was explaining to Phil before the show that is a line of DC figures that that Ragtime Rob does not collect, which implies that they are somehow not worth collecting.
And I guess stalling about actually looking for these guys, I just kind of stumbled upon them for the first time ever and got these guys yesterday. And the amazing thing is I got them at Walgreens. With tax, all 3 of them came out to $9.75.
That's
You
well
nice.
played.
You still should have kept stalling.
Yeah, those aren't bad for what they are. I'm all right with it.
What are they?
Look,
They're
three,
$3 each. That's
Yeah,
what they are.
they're 3 for $10, so
Yeah.
it can't be that bad.
Yeah. And you remember last time how I was complaining how I tried to order an exquisite high snake eyes, and after I bought it off eBay, the seller said, "Oops, we're out of stock," and refunded my order?
Yeah.
Well, I then went and bought the exquisite high Storm Shadow to make sure that didn't happen again.
Mhm.
And the box came in yesterday.
Nice.
Oh,
And
this
it's
doesn't
empty.
look good.
That's a classified.
Yes, that is the wrong Storm Shadow. So
I got that one. I like that figure.
Oh boy.
Sorry, yeah, that's my speed run. Oh yeah, also another Blue Beetle.
Hey, who are the 4 DC figures you don't need from that 6-pack?
There's the Batman, and Catwoman, and then from Flash, there's Flash and Batman.
I will trade you a Slaughter's Marauders barbecue for all.
You know
4.
what? I'm
Dude,
I'm actually good on that.
You've got a fish on the hook for that one, man.
I am not good on that, but
Yeah,
fine.
yeah, Mark, we got somebody sending an email for that, man. You can't
Right?
be giving that figure away.
Look, man. Given, it's true. If I trade away both of mine, then I don't have any of my Marauders figures left, right? Because they've done one. Is that right? Yeah. Oh,
So
look at this.
Ragtime Rob, you got a Snow Job, I see.
I got me a snow job. Hi, everybody. Winter is coming. Right.
What else you got, Rob?
That was it.
Mark Weber.
Mine's fast because I'm going to take up some time on shout outs. Just stuff everybody's getting. Behind me, you can see the Trouble Bubble. Snow Job's in there somewhere. Whatever. I got my Valkyries kind of late. So there you go. Nothing too exciting, but all good. Happy to get them all. A little disappointed. Snow Job's glasses don't look so good with the red beard. Probably should have gone with a different polarization on those lenses, but that's pretty nitpicky.
It'll be all right.
I don't mind it.
Eh.
And as for what I got in, there's 102. He's got the ammo pack is broken for him. That's not 102. I don't know where 102 is. Here he is.
We
And his
threw him
gun's
at
a
a
little,
cat.
his gun's a little chewed on, so the cat did get a
Oh
hold of it.
no, he can shoot around corners. He's lethal.
Right,
So
but
can my snow job.
yeah, he was cheap, so we're not going to complain about it. And of course, then at 103, right there, he's just about damn perfect. And I would be remiss if he did not come from Chicago. That is Vintage Toys, Arts, and Farts. Instagram and on the eBays. That's what I got in. Shout outs. Phil Donnelly shouted out.
As always, my partner in crime, Patrick Stewart. You can find him in the comments.
For a while. He
Over
probably
there
jumped
somewhere.
on us now. He probably bailed by now.
Yeah.
And
What
yeah.
mess is this? Get out of here.
And to you guys for constantly putting up with all my crap. So
Look at that. That's 4 times.
That's
a
4
home
times.
run.
Ragtime
Grand
Rob.
Slam.
He was banned for the cycle.
Ragtime Rob, shout out.
Shout out to the studio audience and to Phil for putting up with our crap.
Mark Weber.
5-time ban today.
Mark Weber, you've got a call to action. You got to get a move on.
Yeah. Okay, a couple. Let's quick to Larry Hama, who's been sick but is getting better. Jonathan Taylor from the Joe community lost his dog today.
Oh.
Donnie, feel bad for that. It is also Andrew Thompson and Patty Lennon's birthday today. So
Right.
Happy birthday to Andrew and Patty. Now for the call out, we're rocking the Ben High Lava Bear shirt. We got the Lava Bear shirt. Jack, actually Letterman's jacket up there. That's vintage stuff right there. So 2 of my friends have children that are in the running for the Athlete of the Week from the Bend Bulletin, which is the only newspaper in Tiny Bend, Oregon. Bear in mind that Yogi Berra won 10 World Series. Bill Russell won 11 NBA titles. Tom Brady won 7 Super Bowls. Ric Flair won 16 World Heavyweight Championships.
At least.
None of them ever the Athlete of the Week in the Bend Bulletin. So this is a big deal for these are children of friends of mine. So the link is down there. And you don't have to pay anything. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to do nothing, but go there and vote for Maddie Carney. That's a friend of mine's daughter who's a freshman who took 2nd place in her first high school race ever. So to Maddie Carney, who's killing it, that's who you're voting for. And to Trey Lucas, who's a senior threat, wide out and running back for the Bend Senior High Lava Bears. Dig this. He had 156 yards rushing on 6 carries. 2 of them touchdowns, a 15-yard catch, and then they benched him at halftime because enough is enough.
Right.
And that was in Ben High's 42-0 win over Putnam. So
call off your dogs, Ben High.
That's it. Trey Lucas is, please, Trey, don't hurt him. So they called him off. But the link is below. You just go there and click on both of them. And I took a look at their percentages before the show. I want to see how they do with the What's on Joe Mind bump. And I want the Ben Bulletin to go, why are we getting votes from like Rhode Island? Why are we getting votes from Canada? Like,
why are we getting votes from Tewksbury, Massachusetts?
Yeah, dude, we are activating. We are winning this for Maddie Carney and Trey Lucas because running away with things is kind of what they do. So help me out. Vote for my friends' kids. Follow that link down below. I appreciate it.
He had 163 more yards than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, and they both won. So there you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
For my shout outs, Firefly says, can I get a shout out to Toy Hacks during shout outs? They replaced a faulty whale sticker sheet. Also apologized and gave me a 20% off code. Nice folks in the small business. That sounds like a good enough reason for a shout out to me. Strangely
enough, you got a $5 gift card from Target.
Right? I have one of those, actually. No, I gave it away.
But give a shout out to Jeff Butler, who did give me the tip on Beachhead 103. Purchased in an Instagram sale of all things. I've never done that before.
Just the tip?
Just the tip.
Okay.
Well, I've already got a load of semen.
Oh, no.
Anyways.
Then I'm the one who gets banned.
Right. Careless Whisper gets us banned.
But
just the tip and a load of semen is quality comic.
to double up on Rob's shout out, thank you so much to the folks watching us at home live tonight. We really appreciate you week after week. There were about 80 of you this week, which is kind of crazy for a week where nothing really happened. If you're catching us on replay, we appreciate you too. Make sure that you are doing all those cool YouTube things for us. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, share us in all of your social media circles, be that Facebook groups or Reddit posts or what have you. Just help get the word out there. I can only do so much because honestly, if they see you promoting your own stuff on these social media sites anymore, they just shut you down and force you out. So no good there. Hans Chow voted for Maddie and Trey from Trinidad and Tobago. So tell them the Honcho sent you.
That's right.
But
we're stuffing the ballot.
If you're catching us on Facebook, go ahead, give us a thumbs up, give us a heart, give us a little huggy guy. We love little huggy guy. Anything to help get that algorithm moving over there. Because again, we've got 2,500 fans on Facebook, and like 10 of them get the things that I post unless you share them.
Yeah.
So please help us out with a couple extra clicks as you go through your weekly way too much time on social media. Give some thought to us.
Yeah.
The people that gave you the entire year's worth of 2022 releases in advance.
Help us after you help Maddie and Trey.
Right.
Yeah.
Do that too. Again, it's just extra clicks. You got plenty of time for extra clicks.
Do it. Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Do it. Do it.
That's 7.
7. Lucky number 7. He's crapped out.
I was about to make a joke that he was Banzord 6, the undiscovered country.
Oh no! If you had given him a nickname, that'd be he'd have just been out of there for that. But he's holding up 7 figures in his little window down below. That's why I'm not putting him back in just yet. But for our departed host, guest host Phil Donnelly,
Yeah.
for Rack Time Rob, for the Hot Show Mark Weber. That's it for this week of What's on Joe Mind. Remember, as our friend Vagon likes to say, stay safe, and if you can't, be careful. We'll be back with you next week here on the Superstation at 9:05 Eastern. Stay tuned for a special encore presentation of Ghostbusters. We'll be back next Tuesday at 9:05. See you, everybody. Have a great weekend.
7.